One of your most ambitious goals in life is to acquire as much material possessions that you can. This makes you feel safe, but in actuality, it disconnects you from your spiritual gifts, which are extremely powerful. There seems to always be an inner conflict between the material and the spiritual, and this struggle can affect your personal relationships, whether it's family, friends or an intimate partner. Unconditional love is one of your biggest challenges, not only for others, but for yourself. But don't be afraid, you will master this at some point in your life. However, you may have to experience some very difficult lessons until then. Don't be hard on yourself. Just look at each lesson as a tool to help your soul's growth. The more direct route to inner peace is a path of service to others, but in doing so do not sacrifice yourself. Do a little experiment on yourself. Notice how your life changes when you focus on the materialistic side of life, as opposed to when you focus on the spiritual side of life. You'll soon understand exactly where you need to focus your energy if you are to have peace and love in your life. Unfortunately, all of these things also carry over into your intimate relationships. Materialistic approach equals challenges. Spiritual approach brings comfort and peace. Most importantly, learn to love others as you want to be loved. It's a hard thing to learn sometimes, but you are powerful enough to master it. Believe in yourself. Learn to let others be who they need to be. If it works for you, great. If it doesn't work for you, then release them graciously and move on. You'll find your place. It's out the waiting. You were born to be a leader, and with this comes a tremendous amount of ambition, an incredible drive for success, and a highly intelligent mind. You prefer to work alone most of the time because of the limitations you experience when having to work with others. Your great vision can be a strong motivator. A steady willpower will be required to pass the many tests that you will go through, especially after the age of 30. You've come here to make your mark on the world, and the possibility of you accomplishing this is tremendous. One of your biggest challenges is having to commit to a routine. Your creativity requires variety and wide open spaces to run and play. At times you can be flexible and adaptable to the ideas of others, but once your mind is made up, there is no going back. You can be impatient and prone to frustration and anger when things aren't moving as quickly as you'd like. With the proper training and education, you can run large organizations and big businesses. You're a risk taker, and your inventiveness is the key to your success. Financial success is extremely rewarding to you personally. Since you were born under the astrological sign of Cancer, you can be tenacious, intuitive, protective, perceptive, supportive, encouraging, helpful, caring and kind, home-loving, dependable, devoted, imaginative, sensitive, self-reliant, and compassionate, but you can also be over-imaginative, self-absorbed, devious, needy, suspicious. You think of yourself as the king or queen. You are very independent and the world is your playground. You cherish your freedom tremendously. Your mind is unmatched on its quest for knowledge. You want to learn as much as you possibly can about everything that interests you, and that's a lot. You're very progressive in your thinking. For some, sleep is a very rare commodity. That mind of yours is always spinning out new concepts, ideas and ways to stay busy. You love to work. In fact, you need to work as much as possible to stay happy. You are a taskmaster and quite masculine in your thought process. Because of your unending desire for freedom, you can be very indecisive with intimate relationships. This is mostly due to your ambition to get things done. Relationships can slow you down or hinder your progress. You have a strong spiritual side that needs to be tempered with the study of religion or philosophy. Your quest is to learn how the universe operates. Once you connect to a belief that satisfies your mind, you are committed. You may find happiness in love. You are a humanitarian, a leader and very inspirational to others. You like to think in broad strokes. You are compassionate and should always on some level be of service to mankind. You are very creative by nature and should always be involved with the arts, religion or politics. Art provides you with a sense of freedom and always seems to connect you with the community in very beautiful ways. You like this? If you apply yourself, you have the potential to become a well-known artist. You can think on such broad terms that you sometimes have a difficult time focusing on things like your own career. Because of this, it may take some time before you decide on any chosen profession. It's as if you want to try everything out at first before you decide what you really enjoy doing. You are very social and charming, and you seem to be able to relate to different types of people. Because you are so broad-minded, others admire you greatly. You are very effective in foreign affairs, and you do well to surround yourself with some sort of important cause. You have a flair for the dramatic at times, but this allows you to express your feelings very openly and honestly. You sacrifice yourself at times for others, but it is this spirit of sacrifice that can be your greatest teacher. There is the tendency to sometimes feel as though you're not recognized for all that you do for the community, but keep in mind that the more you do for others, the more you receive from the universe. This is all the praise that you need. You do have a certain amount of luck surrounding you, and money can sometimes come from very unusual sources. Be careful to stay clear of negativity, not only within yourself, but in others. Disconnect the cords associated with those types of situations and allow the universe to handle it. Let go of any attachments from people that you think are in debt to you. Give unconditionally and keep moving forward. Don't look back. Great rewards await. Into your life, take risks, let go of your fears and possessions, trust in the universe. Realize there is no such thing as financial security. Share with others every single day, be grateful, live in the moment, and for God's sake don't put things off. Drop the bloody bad moods and stay clear of the me mentality, and most importantly learn to love yourself and others unconditionally.
1. Family means a lot to them. Family first is their main principle in life. They never assert themselves in certain things without taking their family into account. They want nothing but the best for their family. 2. They are very sensitive about the feelings of others. Expect that these people are very sensitive in a way that they can be easily hurt even just from the jokes you have thrown. Even though they know that this is just a joke, they can still avoid thinking about it and taking it seriously. 3. High-spirited. People who are born in this month are known to be high-spirited. Even they already know that they cannot do much about a certain thing, they still remain to be very determined and positive. It's because they don't want others to feel down if they will feel frustrated in front of them. 4. Posse's great charisma. Great charisma is possessed by these people. This charisma will influence others to become more positive in facing life. This charisma is also the reason why a lot of people love to be with them at all times. 5. Extremely concerned about others. If you have friends who are born in this month, then you should be thankful enough. Why is it so? Well, it is because they are always concerned about the feelings of others, especially you as their friend. They're there to understand you and care for you. 6. Good advisors. These people are good advisors. In case you don't know, you can run to them if you have some problems in life. It will be all worth it if you will spend your time talking to them if you need advice. They can tell you what are the best things to do to cope with your problem. 7. They're not into nonsense talks. Talk to them unnecessary things and they will surely ignore you. It's because they always want to spend their time worthily, so don't be surprised if they won't buy your jokes or time-wasting proposals and discussions. 8. They usually act as calm as possible. In a normal day scenario, you will find them very calm and relaxed and dealing with several things in their everyday living. You will never see them rattled unless they are in a very pressuring and compromising situation. 9. They forget those bad experiences as time goes by. When they are hurt by someone or they frustrate in a certain thing, it's rest assured that they can forget everything in due time. Taking revenge is not their cup of tea.
18 is 1 and 8 reducing to a 9. In this number, all the 3 digits come into play. 8 is working through the 1 to achieve the 9. 8 is the number for strength, energy and power, and that is working through the independent and assertive 1, achieving the spiritual, evolved and wise 9. 1 and 8 both have leadership qualities. 8 is business-minded and materialistic. 1 is forceful and domineering. Both the numbers are strongly realistic and practical. From the surface, this number would appear to be totally driven by materialistic, competitive and business-minded ideas, but there are hidden qualities that this number has. What it looks like is not what it actually is. Because the final outcome is a 9. There also is a very strong humanitarian, spiritual and intuitive side to this number, which could be totally hidden. 1 is selfish, 9 is idealistic. So when this 18 guy is operating, there can be a lot of discordance between these two qualities. This person could be torn between idealism and selfishness. 18 is also an intensely emotional number, but then it wouldn't be appearing like that from the surface, because as I said, that what it appears to be is not what it is. People who have 18s in their birth numbers have very strong and sharp memory. They can remember everything in details. The subconscious mind is very strong with an 18. Sometimes they can even remember their dreams with every minute details. I forget my dreams when I wake up the next morning, but they remember. People with 18 remember. Actually, you can say that they might be leading 2 lives. One while they are awake, another while they are asleep. And both of these lives would be equally vivid in their memory. This number also has a healing effect on people. That is, when it is on the positive side of the vibration, it goes on offering solutions to the problems that people might be having around it. So it is often seen that people with past baggages are attracted to the people with birth number 18. They come and they share their life stories and experiences of all the troubles that they went through. There is a possibility that this healing potential of the 18 can be further developed. That is, if the person with this 18 ever decides to get into this healing profession, he can do a lot good to relieve people from their pain and suffering. However, by the end of the day, 18 is a very materialistic and practical minded guy from the surface, and this healing potential would take some time to come to surface. And mostly from outside, it would appear to be only materialistic. If you are born on the 18th of any month, firstly, you are definitely having strong leadership qualities. 1, 8, 9, all are very leadership driven numbers and are very domineering numbers. So firstly, you're very domineering and you could appear to be a bit forceful also. Secondly, you also have a very good understanding of people. You understand people very well, so you can manage them and handle them very well. You can be a very efficient manager, and you can also be very good in politics because you have a very good understanding of people. At the same time, 18 also has a lot of creativity. A lot of renowned artists are also born under this vibration. Apart from being a birthday,
all of their friends. If you have to make a right choice in your life, you can easily ask for help of your mate who was born in July, because people of this summer month, they are one of the best advice givers with incredible intuition, letting them predict some kind of circumstances, what is really helpful, especially in the dangerous situations. After all, having the friends who have a birthday in the middle of summer, you should always express your tolerance to them. And that's because of their sensitive human nature. If you can't find common interest and approach, you will never understand the psychology of July-born personality. You may think like it is quite easy to make them fall in love with you, but it's wrong thinking. When you meet a person of July for the first time, you can get really deceptive feeling from a communication with him or her. From the beginning, they seem to be shy and very grounded people, what is actually pure true. But if you know them better, you will suddenly realize how uneasy it is to win their sympathy and attention. And all the issues are hidden in their features of character. They won't consider you as a friend unless you prove them your reliance and honesty. These are two basic things people of July are focused on when it comes to a friendship having. Make sure you know the limits, when to have fun and when to be serious with the July-born people. Otherwise, you'll never have such amazing soulmates like they are. Men who were born in July, they are well-disciplined persons when it comes to work and important tasks doing. Their hard efforts to make more money usually bring the fantastic results in the future. That's why when someone gets retired, he usually feels completely relaxed, because of having pretty solid amount of savings on his bank account. The typical man who was born in July, he is good at future planning. He knows how to handle a time in order to make money work on him later, and that can be a great opportunity for a woman who will marry him. She won't regret about anything of living together, because they will live like high-class family in a society. But it will be possible only if a woman finds an approach to him, because it's not easy to win the trust of a man who was born in July. Despite he has soft character and feels compassion to other people, it's not a sign that women may consider for his seduction. People of July, especially men, sometimes they are distrustful, and that's because of only one reason. If somebody hurts them, they can keep an offense in their memory for a long time without telling about it to anyone. They used to hide their thoughts, so not to show to other people how and what they feel at that moment. Some July-born people, they often get depressed, and it can happen even without a reason. In most cases, they try to control different kind of things, what makes a negative impact on their health. In communication, they may seem like individuals with a steady character, but in reality they feel like as if it was fire inside of them. Sometimes, for improving the mood, people of July try to avoid overcrowded places. Instead of organizing a big party with their friends, they feel much better to stay alone at home. But it's not because they like loneliness. No, those who were born in July, they prefer to be focused on their thoughts and dreams instead of wasting the time on unnecessary things without getting a benefit from it. When it comes to their lifestyle, boys and girls of July, they often choose everything trendy. Music, cars, clothes, it's all about them. It's not difficult to recognize them in the crowd because of their contagious laugh and funny jokes. Sometimes they may seem like little kids with their perception of some serious thing.
Born on the 18th of July. Now that's the horoscope of a leader, but a very aggressive one. A person who is very adventurous and is willing to take risks of all kinds. A person who will travel the world and go to places where others may not think of going. A person who will expose himself to great deeds of sport or any kind of energetic exercises. And a person who can take wonderful views of people because of the imagination you have and the creativity you have. You can have an extreme nature, the kindest and the most wonderful, or the angriest and the most violent. So you have to take the middle path. The medicine I give you is to repeat to yourself, I have to take the soft approach. I must use words which are soft, a tone of voice which is soft, a body language that is soft. That's all you need to do to help to reprogram yourself a little bit so that you'll always be more negotiable. You'll always be flexible and not too rigid. Because you can be dominating simply because you want to lead, and you are born to lead. You have that ability to want to do things on a very big scale and expand all over the globe. You have dreams like that, and you will be a great traveler. And you might even want to migrate to a foreign country and live there with foreign people. So many things are said to be wonderful for you in your life. All you need to do is tone down every part of you, the physical side, the emotional side, and also the mental side. Yes, you'll be a person who will have a lot of third eye observations, which means that you can have premonition of what might happen to yourself or to other people. You might have the sixth sense very active as well. But born on the 18th of July, it will come a bit later. And even whether you are a man or a woman listening to me, you will have the aggressive tendencies that make you very blunt in speech and very pushy in areas of the way you behave. Now, you have a wonderful horoscope in the sense that you will love music and everything of the arts, whether it's dancing, painting, singing, interior decor, the beauty business, the hairstyling business, because there's a big dose of creativity in you. And so it's good for you to look for some area in your life where you can allow this creativity to be used. You could easily be a person who deals with engines, but you will still be creative and imaginative. And you have a horoscope which would like to go into business because you don't tend to easily respect people that you don't respect. So you may have bosses at work that you don't like, and that will show. So for that reason, you will urge yourself to look for a business, but tell yourself not to do it too early in life, because your horoscope will only start to stabilize around the ages of 28, around those ages, and 29. So that's when, and 30. These 3 years are going to be very much good for people born July the 18th, because they're going to find the stability and the direction of life. And they're going to find the good luck coming for them.
Chitra Nakshatra. Characteristics of male and female. Characteristics: you are hardworking and social. Also, you share a good relationship with almost everyone. Whomsoever you meet, you express a lot of love. Eloquence is your exclusive quality and you always try to maintain a balance in your relations. When it comes on relations, you are emotional. But, you understand your losses and profits very well. Hence, you don't let emotions overpower you in social life. You always stay full with energy and valor. Be it anything, you just finish everything with your energy. You have not learned to get scared of any adverse situation. Rather, you face all the problems with your valor, win over them, and proceed. Your interests include doing different things and you just don't like to sit idle. You just don't make excuses for anything. Whatever has to be done, you just do it ASAP. In any case, you just try to be busy. As soon as you finish doing something, you pick up a new work. Most probably, you are not aware of the word rest. You are stubborn at times. Business is more preferred by you than job, because your brain works better in the business related matters. Due to this business mind, you will get a lot of success. You have an expertise in the art of speaking. But, anger must be avoided, and you must act patiently. You don't get upset easily, because being hopeful is your another quality. Wealth accumulation interests you, and you cherish a materialistic life. You have a good interest in science and arts. Weaknesses can be easily covered by you, and you know how to maintain your glory. Your intuition is quite good, which makes your assessments usually correct. Due to your stubborn behavior, you have to face oppositions at times. But, these hurdles eventually help you in growing. You have true compassion for deprived communities as well, and you always stay ready for their betterment. Till your age of 32, some struggle is expected, but after that, everything will be wonderful. You have got special love and protection from your father. Science will always interest you and most probably, you will get education in this field only. You are attractive, freedom loving, but at times, you may behave irresponsible as well.
Numerology, the number 18 is composed of 5 main themes, which consist of humanitarianism, self-determination, tolerance, efficiency, and philanthropy. The numerology of number 18 deals with independence and building something of lasting benefit. The basic meaning of the number 18 is found by reducing the number 18 to a single digit. 1 plus 8 equals 9. So the basic essence of the number 18 is similar to the number 9. The number 18 also contains the core of its individual digits 1 and 8. A person with a birth date of 18 is accepting and kind-hearted and works well with others. When working on a project, they will save the task they feel is the most important for themselves, rather than trusting another to complete it.
An 18 person is likely to focus on events or circumstances that present the opportunity to significantly benefit humanity. They desire peace and happiness for all, and continually strive toward reaching that goal. Most of the plans they make, professionally and personally, will have this idea at the forefront. If you are born under the number 18, then you are a born leader and an efficient manager, capable of organizing and inspiring others. You excel in the areas of politics, religion, art, and law. Your particular forte is the ability to understand people and recognize their individual talents and abilities. You tend to be very tolerant of others and have the gift of individualization. You enjoy learning about people all over the world, taking particular interest in their way of life and their well-being. You want to improve the conditions of people, whether they are in your community, state, country, or the world at large. Here is where your heart is most content, in the service of others. You are very in tune with your personal feelings and are able to express them well. You have a quiet and even superior demeanor. With your observance of the misfortune of others, you have a tendency toward dissatisfaction with your own perceived entitlement. As a result, you sometimes blame others for what you have or haven't received. It's important that you recognize your own faults, but that you do not become too critical of yourself. Forgiveness is a virtue that you will need to work on, for yourself and for others. You have to utilize your spiritual and philosophical viewpoint in all matters in which you feel you have been treated unfairly.
Something that strikes their fancy. But what's the real thing that's going to make the senses happy? To experience consciousness, the source of all these objects, the Indra behind all the Indriya. So if the senses try to turn inward and perceive the soul, if they try to experience Rita, the true genuine substance of thing, and the Satya, then they get a breathtaking experience of sincere truth. So it's this two-way street. How do you express true beauty? Well, you have to know what true beauty is. How do you know what true beauty is? You have to experience it. How do you experience it? Look in. Don't think about who I am in terms of what my mind feels like, what my body looks like. Think about who I am in terms of this divine being. Figure out your divinity. You're an eternal conscious entity, unlimited. Observe that. Try to observe that. Then try to express it. This is this whole secret of Chitra Nakshatra and how it makes things beautiful. And this is true beauty for you to experience and be.